Try it again. Fuck this thing. Alright, and since that's now hooked up right, I knew something was up, man. I knew it was gonna fucking shit the bed. I just knew it. I was trying to be hopeful, hoping we would get past it, but it's just this day. It's just this day, man. I knew it was fucking this thing was fucked up when I was looking at the chat. Just knew it. I just knew it. I knew it was gonna be pain. It's probably gonna be pain still. I ran the auto optimizer. It's probably at 720p, but oh well. At this point, I'm just gonna have to start streaming 720p till I get like a womp ass fuck computer or something. And I can't figure it out. I went through like a couple like things about like dropped frames and tried to figure out what was going on. And according to they're like, oh, do a speed test on your computer. Go to this website for speed test. Go to this one for the speed test. Blah blah blah. And I went to all of them. And all of them say that like I should be like whooping ass. There should be like no problem at all. So unless for some reason Twitch was like, fuck you, Brian. Unless it's being specifically called out to fuck with me. I want that one to look just like it's like being purposefully ripped around that one, I just love being randomly disconnected, though. I can't even say that I'm 100% live now. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. I can't tell anymore. Yeah, it's caught up in all the badness of the day. I forgot to actually mention some good news that came my way, actually, yesterday. Late in the afternoon, actually. Or potential good news, let's put it that way. If you're friends with me on my Facebook, like my actual Facebook page, and not many are, Mike being one of them. If he's gotten back over here or not, I don't know. But you would have seen it, but I didn't post it on my Instagram or anything yet. I applied a while back for Jerry's Arteramo's brand ambassador program. Sorry, I'm just like watching the frame rate. I'm waiting for it to shit the bed on me again. Why are you fucking acting up? Holy shit, like everything is wrong. Are you on the Wi-Fi? I don't know. You're on Cersei. Alright, you know what? We're shutting you down too. Because you're being a bitch. I got no time for bitches. I don't know. I have no idea what it's doing anymore. Anyway, like I said, I signed on to be this brand ambassador program they have, or whatever, which basically means that there is potential that I will have to start like telling you guys, like, hey, I got this from Jerry's Arterama, this brand of oil paint. Give it a shot, But you know what? If they give me free shit, like I can use samples, and especially if they give me some of the stuff that I've requested to be brand ambassador of, like the like Lucas paint, or like some of the like high end like oil paints that I've been like dying to use, but I can't afford. I mean, by all means, like, I hope nobody minds me selling out like that. Because Like, I absolutely, like, the one tube of Lucas paint I have, I love. Like, if my wife basically, you know, what are you doing? It will not connect to this. That's so weird. Am I on? Jesus Christ, anybody here? I honestly don't know what's going on here. Oh, no. That's working, right? I'll restart the phone. I guess we're back. I don't know. Honestly, like, my phone won't read it at all. Like, the Twitch app will not read this feed at all. And, but I guess if you're commenting... I knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen, too. I just had this feeling. Like, today's been complete fucking garbage for me all day. It's not going to get any better tomorrow. I know that. Tomorrow's going to be as big, if not a bigger shit show. And then it's just like, I just know it's going to be garbage. And you know why it's going to be garbage? Because I have, like, a half day on Friday. Well, let's see. Ah, thank you. Let's put it this way. I my day was going so bad, and then, like, I came in here, I had, like, 5 updates on my computer. I'm like, fuck, dude, no way, you know, like, and then I was like, that's gonna fuck up my stream. I just know it. It's gonna fuck up the stream, and sure enough, it did. It knocked me loose, and then I had to go back. What was I saying right before it? I was saying your chainmail looked awesome, Mike. Not Mike DeVore, the other Mike. The chainmail you posted, that was beautiful looking. You weren't live today, were you? Did I miss it? Yeah, no, it's... no, this, oh, wait, I got it found. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike DeVore. Yeah, no, Thesis is Mike, too, so... Well, I mean, I saw you'd done the other one, and it's just like, I'm so used to doing that stuff on Twitch. I was like, oh my god, did I miss it? Did I miss it? Like... Because I was home today, so I could put it on the secondary computer, like, you know, on my Mac. Instead of my work computer, since that's blocked from work. And it would have helped today, because again, it, like, when I'm working from home, like, it's like borderline, like, you know, solitary confinement in some sense. I don't have anybody to kind of bitch at, you know, like, to be like, oh, you know, this person's biting my, you know, riding my ass on this, or blah blah blah. So it sucks. It was really nice looking. You play your cards right, you could be in, like, a Peter Jackson film where they make you do, like, you know, 12,000 copies of that, and, you know, full-size suits of armor for extras. Thank you. Yeah, it's one of these things. I try not to do that. I mean, I try to let work's real anger go. It's just one of those things where it's like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're at your job and you got a coworker that knows what you're going through, whereas, like, when you're home alone, you know, it's nice I didn't have to drive. I give them credit for that. It's wonderful I didn't have to drive in. You know, my commute sucks, but it's been 3 days now working from home, and it's like, now I'm starting to, like, I have to work from home tomorrow, and then I work from home on Friday, but it's only a half day. Thank God. Thank God. Like I said, it blocked out the good. I do have good news. Like I was saying earlier, I have Jerry's Artorama and me maybe teaming up a little bit or whatever. They are interested in having me be part of their brand ambassador program, so they call it. So I might get free samples of paints and stuff. Or gesso or whatever, man. So anything that helps, the dollars of art supplies makes my wife happier. So yeah, it's I'm excited for it. I haven't. They sent me an email yesterday saying, hey, send what's a good time for you, and I was like, hey, my dates are open for you guys. Like, I was like, when you want. I hope it's I was chuckling with the wife. I'm like, they said, we like what we see on your on your Facebook page and other social media. And I'm like, okay, they clearly haven't seen my personal page, thank God. And then they're probably haven't watched too many of these episodes. I was like, maybe they checked in during the 24-hour stream. That could have been entertaining. It's like, hopefully they didn't check in at the very end of it. And I hope they don't watch the highlight I did yesterday, or not yesterday, Monday night with the jump, jive, and wail singing while I had my brush in my mouth. I kind of feel like, Jim Gaffigan, if he was made Hot Pockets. What I'm doing here, Mike DeVore, is I feel like I have to separate you. I'll just call you Mike D. That'll work. These are my daughter's shoes. My oldest daughter. I'm trying to do a series of paintings this year. Not all in a row. I'm trying to do like one of these, do another one, do something else completely, and do another shoe painting. Kind of as an idea of like a portrait of the person vis-a-vis their shoes. Like the idea being that look you especially like real working people, like your shoes are gonna get worn. They're gonna get beat down, and or like even when you're not like working, the shoes that you wear, on your day-to-day basis, unless you're like my wife, who I'm pretty sure sometimes doesn't ever wear shoes twice. You can learn a lot about the person's life from that, and so I'm trying to give that a shot. I was thinking about back in college, I had a art teacher. Well, I mean, obviously I went to art school, but painting teacher that had talked about how he had a. Let's make those go together. He had a student had done again portraits, quote unquote, of his friends. But he would do their mixed drinks, so their favorite mixed drinks. If someone had, martini, that was Bill or whatever. Or if they liked, amaretto and sours, that was, whoever it was. I had been thinking about that conversation I'd had with him, and I was like, you know what? I also like painting shoes. It's an old habit of mine from college, because again, I was very proficient and very quick in school, so a lot of times I was like desperately looking for something to throw, you know. Um, you know, I was always looking for something to make a still life with, or something that I could paint quickly, because once they took us out of, like, you know, when you hit junior and senior year, you're not given like things to paint, you know. Freshman, sophomore year, it's like, okay, we got a new model today, everyone's standing around the new model, and, you know, we're gonna paint them, and, you know, you don't really have a lot of freedom to do whatever you want outside of, let's just do stuff outside of class, which I did a lot too. But once it was like, okay, I'm in my studio, you're on your own, so it's like, shit, I gotta come up with something today. So literally just sometimes take off my shoes and throw them up there, you know, or whatever. I kept pairs of shoes at school just so I'd have them. So it's like, you know, I liked painting those back then, and it can be interesting sometimes if you get a nice worn down pair. I mean, there's going to be a lot of, you know, this is actually more labor intensive, the backgrounds and stuff, than the shoes will be, I think. Once I actually get to past the underpainting of the shoes. But you can probably find it'll be way down there because there were a lot of pictures of the last painting, but if you go to my Instagram page, you can find go past the stairs at Bushkill, all the photos of that, and you could probably find the last one. So, no problem. So, yeah, like I said, it's kind of cool. I like to. The problem is trying to convince people to send me their shoes, like, because I'm trying to stick with friends and stuff right now, you know. And it's like, Mike's going to send me a pair, but some of my other friends, it's like, all I'm getting are shoe fetish jokes. On my, you know, whenever I send it, hey, can you guys send me? And they're like, I get harassed for, you know, a bunch of comments or whatever, and then it just goes away and nobody sends me shoes. In the meantime, I guess I can go grab a pair for my wife when I'm, you know, if nobody sends me anything before the next time. But I have a bunch of these canvases ready to go too, so I'm all set now for, like, what did I buy? I bought 5 pre-stretch, which I don't like usually. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. I got 5 pre-stretch canvases, of which this is one of them. That I re-gesso just to make sure they're a little more set for my oil paint, because I always paint thick and it sips through. And then I have my stretchers finally came today. It's been like a week and a half, so I have another 6 I can do. But that'll probably carry me over into like next year. I don't think I'll get through all of those. Now, do you paint at all, Mike? I always like to ask if people are in creative as well, or like my buddy Thies is there. My buddy Mike, he's Mike B. He does a lot of crafty stuff. Like I said, he made chainmail the other day, you know, and he did a new one today. It's amazing. Okay. Have I seen your stuff anywhere? Like, did you ever do anything like most of the animated shorts I end up seeing are always end up being like Game Grumps animated stuff, or if somebody else does something quick usually. Feel free to link up. I'll throw. if you got like YouTube channel or here, I'll follow when I'm done here. Well, it's just like I was thinking about, like, you know, if they ever made him like the Hot Pockets. Did they ever do that? Did they ever take advantage of him doing the Hot Pockets? Because if not, they wasted an opportunity. Yeah, just let them join together. Okay. Well, the interactions, I think, definitely help too. There's a number of nights I find myself very lonely here, and it's like, yeah, mentally you just start to go, does anybody like my stuff? Like, is that what it is? Is this me? Or, you know, it starts to bear down on you, especially, like, you know. Oh, okay. Where do you go to school? I have a, well, he's not my neighbor anymore, technically, I guess. Um, my folks' neighbor, their son, is a screenwriter in Hollywood. Okay. Well, best of luck. Like I said, I'm actually, like I said, my neighbor's son. He was like head writer for. Unfortunately, there's a show I didn't watch. Actually, both shows I didn't watch. Revenge and um, How to Get Away with Murder. So yeah, his name's Joe Fazio. I don't know whether it's what he goes by on. I think that's what he goes by on IMDb. Like Joseph, it might be Joseph Fazio Jr. because that's what he is. He's a junior, but he's done quite well for himself. And I was like, holy crap, where like if you knew his family, like, you know, like I said, I've known his folks for a long time. His cousin was actually a you know, in my high school graduating class, and she's an interesting person. I love Nicole. She's hilarious. I didn't even know they were cousins for the longest time, and then saw her bothering my neighbors. I'm like, hey, you know, I still live with my folks. Leave them alone. They're nice people. And she's like, that's my aunt. I'm like, oh. But yeah, just all one day, like my mom's like, yeah, he writes for TV. And I'm like, oh really? I'm like, what's, you know? And she's like, yeah, he writes for Revenge. I'm like, that's a big show, Mom. That's not like a little, like, you know, oh, he, you know. Yeah, he's not writing for something small on, like, you know, like GTV or whatever. You know, is that even around? Good God, that's not how out of touch I am with TV. Is GTV around? Anyway. Or is it something else now? I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, it's like, hey, that's a big fucking channel show, Mom. Okay. So we got a West Coaster. That's cool. That's awesome. Actually, you might be my first West Coaster I've had on here. I'm trying to think. I haven't had many interacting people too much, so it's like I have to. If they have been from West Coast, I haven't said anything about it. So that's cool. You a Padres fan? If so, I'm sorry. Actually, no, who's a big Padres fan? If you're familiar with Jim Lee, the artist from, well, he was a big Padres fan, I think. a big baseball fan. I know that. So he's like pretty much wherever he is he'll go see them. But I think he's a Padres fan. See, we're from Philly here, so I actually used to work at the Phillies, so it's a diehard baseball family here. I'll be honest, since I've been back to painting, I haven't been able to watch any of the games like I used to. But all right, man. Yeah, absolutely. Keep checking in. We'll absolutely be jumping over there to try to get your Instagram up. So, all right, man. Have a great night. Well, it's probably still afternoon, evening there, so. Forget which comedian it was. Used to do a thing about his folks on the East Coast talking to him on the West Coast. It's 8 o'clock here. What is it? Tuesday there? I want that to have a little distance. Usually I'm okay with letting that, but I want that one to have a little distance. I don't want that one to go in there. So let's pull this back a little. And clean the brush first. Get that off there. And it wants it all the time. There we go. That's one. Just give it a little space. So one of the most beautiful descriptions of Gritty today. Speaking of Philly things. Somebody said that Gritty is the mascot equivalent of Dan Carcillo. That is. He just irritates everybody and you know, you only love him if you're from the city that he's in. It's like... There are times I miss Danny Carcillo there. I don't miss those penalty minutes the Flyers used to get. People want and they want it all the time. Mike, are you coming up this weekend? If you're still here? Mr. B. Or are you working? You gotta give me the facts, man. Again? You here? Okay, clearly overestimated. I thought like, oh yeah, I finished back on it today. I don't know if I'll be finishing this today. The weather's going to get kind of nasty up here, I think, on Sunday. It was supposed to originally start being shitty on Friday, but they kind of said it's like, it's going to maybe rain a little. Well, let me know. Like I said, I'm still not 100% sure what my plans are with Val this weekend. Like, I know she and I are meeting up on Friday. Do not fuck with me, computer. Do not fuck with me. I don't know what that pop-up was, but dude, I'm not freaking out again. Oh, I better double check, make sure I didn't get kicked off again. Dropping frames already again. I'm not near as bad as I was. I really got to find out what's going on, because it's not like, it can't be my internet server, though it's been doing it since the internet changed. They changed our router, and the router's been... I sure as fuck hope that Verizon's not, gutting me or whatever, I mean, I got rid of, like, the chat box framing. I got rid of, like, the runner thingy. I got rid of all this stuff to help try to, like, make sure it doesn't, like, go crazy. Don't mind if I do. Yeah, we haven't had it in a little while. Yeah, that's just really something. Now you got me freaking out. It's my fucking... Let's see if it'll load now. Alright, it's working. Let me know when you is back. Okay. I gotta say, I know I'm meeting up with Val on Friday night. I'm not 100% sure what's happening Saturday. I sent her a message and I haven't heard back from her. So I know, like, I've got Flyers tickets for me and the boy on Saturday for his birthday. So figure that's 1 to 4:30-ish. And like I said, I don't know if I'll want to meet up for dinner or not, or want me to get her after the convention's over. Jason is supposed to be moving into his house. He's expected to be fully in by the 18th, is what he said. I don't know if he'll need any, like, last minute helps. I told him, I said, yeah, he's got a mover and everything doing most of it. So I'm like, well, let me know what you need. I could supervise them. Like, what are you doing? All right, keep going. Okay, well, weather could be garbage. I don't know. Just FYI. Also could be, not too bad. I think Sophia has a birthday party, but that doesn't really, that don't be fronting me. As long as I get my money next Friday. But so stupid. Anyway, but yeah, if you're up, let me know. So I think the wife's kind of planned out this weekend in a way to, as far as I can tell, leave Sunday wide open because she doesn't want to go anywhere because in case it's snowing. I do not have as many reservations about going out in the snow. Certainly not since I played bumper cars in Norwood years ago with my old Corolla. I should say I played bumper cars because I didn't bump into any other cars. I just bumped into some snowdrifts. And that was kind of fun. It's like, whee! Thunk. That was the night I almost jokingly accused Bob Books of having his dog get hit by a car so that he wouldn't have to go out to... It was right before Bob Books got married. And Davin was like, you need to come over and help me get Booksy out of the house so we can actually take him out for something that resembles a bachelor party. I'm like, okay, sure, man. Whatever. So I went over to their house. And I was like, all right, we kept, I don't know, it's bad weather. And I'm like, all right, tell you what, we'll flip a coin. Head, Bob goes drinking. Tails, Bob goes drinking. They landed on tails, so he should have gone drinking. But then the dog was outside and it got hit by a car. Lived, but I believe it took some bad injuries. It sucks. But he did not go drinking. To me, I guess. Guess I understand. Let's pull out that the boardy thing here. Give me. Get some on there. Let's push it back a little bit. If I like right in this middle area, it's like so nice because I have a little hand rest. I've always been envious of the people that can like paint like super tight when they're like this. Like, I can't do that shit. Man. I have no idea what's going on over there. Time. Frame rate's still dropping higher than I'd like it to. Not near as bad as it was, but considering I ran the optimizer and that's it, I didn't touch anything else. I don't even know if my volume is synced right because I was just like, let's run the optimizer and get up. And just so my mouth is looking like a Japanese movie or something like that, you know. I apologize. Overdubbed kung fu movie. This should be a little tighter. Slam. Da, da, da. Slam. It's another one. In the gutter one. I don't know, I should drink tomorrow night. Let's see. Tomorrow's Thirsty Thursday, but I'm kind of running out of alcohol now. I really should say that. I actually do have a good amount. Still, just have to think about it. Forgot Doug and Marissa brought over some Maker's Mark. Let's have that still. Maybe have some Maker's Mark tomorrow. Mike, if you're still here, what systems do you have? You had the Xbox, right? Do you have a PS4 too?
But wait, it gets worse. I'm not watered down, so I'm dying of thirst.
That's one of those rap lyrics I just absolutely love. There's some of them that are just like, that was mildly brilliant. Oh, so okay, you got like all of them. Okay. I couldn't remember if you had the PS4 or not. Because I mean, Sony keeps saying that they're going to be more into like cross-play platforming now for a lot of their shit, which is like really nice because I can start like. I was joking around how I'm going to start training Vincent into playing Rocket League, so I can actually like, I could be on this computer, partner up with him on the PS4 or vice versa. How I could have a team and. Maybe get Matt Williams up involved now, or like Andrew, Allie's boyfriend, like because Matt plays exclusively on the PC. Yeah, I mean that's what I've primarily heard of. See, that's what's weird too, is because Rocket League actually has had for a while. Like, you could technically cross-play just randomly. That is to say, like, I may play against somebody that was a PS4 or an Xbox or Switch or whatever, but I couldn't communicate with them in any way, shape, or form. I would never be able to partner up with them or anything else. It would come up as side nets. And, next bone. Is that what the kids are calling it these days? The X-Bone? No, I'm just... Actually, it's after 9, isn't it? I should probably go upstairs real quick. Give the kids a kiss. Good night. Good night, Wesley. Good job. Most likely kill you in the morning. No, the I mean, like, mind you, if I did get Vince, because Vince has only played it a few times, so I know he'll pick it up fast, but I'd have to train him still. Like, we'd have to legitimately, like, all right, now you are going to do this thing when I go do this thing, and. I'm convinced the key to all of it, anything like that, has to be still. Like, I've seen garbage players do phenomenal stuff together because they could talk, and that's one issue I have quite often when it comes to like trying to team up. Like Matt Williams and I team up on occasion, but I can't talk to him because he doesn't have a headset. And it's like, if I can't talk to you, I can't tell you, hey, I'm like, I'm heading up, and so when he moves and I move at the same time. Because we don't know, I can't say to him that, hey, I'm going, to get this thing, or, it screws you up. I might as well just be playing with randoms, which I have been doing. I'm actually pretty high ranked now. At least for by my standards, I'm high ranked. So I'm going to run in real quick. I'll be right back out after I give the kids a kiss. So let me turn that onto pause. Too good to miss, and then get my editor up. Put that there. All right, I'll be back in just a No, it really is. Actually, I'm just gonna agree with you because I do. It makes a world of difference. Like even like okay, like again, I only really experience it with Rocket League because it's the only thing I really play. That's not a one player game designed entirely for me just to curse at it, you know. But like I've seen like say like Allie's boyfriend Andrew, he's currently ranked like I think mid gold. Let me see here on Rocket League. Yeah, he's like almost dead center gold. Like it's gold 2, division 2. For standards and doubles, he's down to like silver 3. So he's definitely would be on the lower end of the curve. But I've seen him hold up with me up in platinum pretty well because he can talk to me, you know? Because I could be like, okay, go for that, you know, like I'm running back to the goal. I'm going up. Little things just can make a huge difference sometimes. Na, 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 na. I don't even know if I have any other games I could play with a headset. I had that Dragon Ball Fighter Z game, but I haven't opened it yet. That's partly Vincent's fault. Because the night I got it, yeah, I got it for Christmas, and I opened it up at my folks' house, and they were like, he goes, oh, so am I going to beat you in that one too? Because I beat you in Injustice. It's like, you little bastard. Like, well, I never started that up, did I? It's been dead quiet in here. Alexa, set your volume for 3. Activate Japanese guard. Oh, I have to say it first. Alexa, activate Japanese garden sounds. At least there's something behind it. It's awfully quiet. But yeah, I mean, I totally agree that it's a very different world when you do have the ability to just be like, hey, you know, I'm doing this thing now. You go do the other thing that we need to have done. Talk a little lower about things you could not show her. It's been a long December, and there's a reason to believe maybe this will be better than the last. It's been so long since I've seen the ocean. Guess I should. Na 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 na. I just saw a big spider climb up behind my, long broken intercom thing here. So if I did, Mr. Spider, you stay over there. And we is cool. We'll be two Fonzies.
Some gravesites down by the highway, a place that nobody knows. The sound of gunfire off in the distance. I'm getting used to it now. Been a brownstone, lived in the ghetto. I've lived all over this town. This ain't no disco. This ain't no fooling around. No time for dancing or lovey-dovey. I ain't got time for that now. To the receiver. Sleep in the daytime, I work in the nighttime. I might not ever get home.
I'm like, if you're still here, let me ask you what you think it could possibly be that's causing these drop frame rates that keep going up. Because, I mean, I've messed with the network. Like I said, it started when I changed out our router, because Verizon sent me a new router. At least that's when it certainly seems to have started consistently dropping frames. But like, I did speed tests and it says like there's no problem. Okay. I don't know, sometimes you may be off doing stuff. That's why I ask. I don't know if you're lurking. No, I also don't know if I haven't dropped anything yet. That's the other problem. Because if I'm still on the air, I'm still broadcasting here. On the air. What the hell am I? Fucking... No, not WRSD. I think I remember doing that one time where I was literally like, look, the monitor says we're on air, but I don't know if we are. I think it was one of those times where it was like me and Bob in the studio, and it was just like, we were fucking around and something got thrown towards the board and we weren't sure if we actually hit the button or not with it. Listen, we may have accidentally turned the radio station off. Can anybody call in and let us know? Which I mean, let's be honest. What the hell? Go away, go away. Pop a person. You know. That could be it. I've had, yeah. Big ugly one tonight. I don't know what the hell that was. Like 4 different ones popped in. I'm like, oh, no, no, no. I keep feeling like there's probably a Streamlabs update or something, but I'm not triggering it somehow. Usually it just goes, but for some reason it feels like it... I feel like there's something I'm missing. That's the end. Oh my god, I'm letting Christmas movies on. Look how bad I am today. I didn't even notice it. I mean, like I said, I ran all these sorts of speed tests. It's telling me I should have like, you know, like 100 MPS, like, you know, or yeah, whatever. Upload speed and shit. The upload was actually seeming to trigger faster than the download speed, and I'm like, you know, how's that possible? Like, if I'm always, it's telling me there's no package drops or anything like that, but yet here I am at 1.1% drop frame rate. It's like, it's fucking just wildly confusing to me. Like I said, I took out a bunch of shit that should have helped eliminate. Like, I cleared caches, I cleared, like, I was going through, like, all sorts of stuff. You know, temp files and shit, just to make sure, like, it's all out of there. Just to make sure there's nothing that could be bugging down the computer, like. Pretzel breath. That's probably it. Yeah, I don't know what to do about that part, because it's like I'm starting to get to the point where it's like my Mac's dying on me. I know that, and I'm trying to figure out how I want to replace it. Part of me wants to get a desktop for in here, like a normal PC desktop, to replace this, and just like that'll be all that's in, you know, it's for in here, and then just use this basically as the main computer inside there. My biggest issue would be losing Photoshop, because the Photoshop I have is only for the Mac. And I pretty much rely on that entirely, so I'd have to then, like, to make my prints and stuff, you know, like get it a nice photo and worked out so it looks nice on, you know, Society 6, or if I make my own prints or whatever. So that's kind of a pain in the ass there. I mean, I know they basically now, like, rent out Adobe, you know. So I'm not sure how I want to handle that. Because the new iMacs are, I mean, like, really expensive. For, like, to have one that I guess would be the modern equivalent of what we got before. Just, like, I feel like it's a lot more expensive than it was. Even factoring in, like, Heather's teaching discount thing when that comes in sometimes to play. still can't figure out why my Mac is. It's got a nasty habit of freezing while watching YouTube or Twitch or like any video service. If it seems to do it too more when it's full screen than when it's Valerie says that sounds awesome. So I guess we're talking about Saturday. I think it's Saturday. So then Vincent and I are just going to hang out at the Cadillac Grill on Saturday for a little bit. Sorry, I was Val popping in, letting me know what's going on. The I don't know, I feel like I should warn her about Sophia. Anyway, I'll look into it. It's just like, look, I can get a pretty hefty duty, like gaming PC for like the one I looked at was about $800. Sure, I'd have to get a monitor on top of that. I was like, I don't have a monitor, you know, like outside of, I have a shitty one I use for work, but it's like very low resolution. Like everything on that side, like I have my laptop, my work laptop over here, and everything's like tight and small, and then like you go over to here and it's like everything's just monstrous. But I prefer reading over here. This is no attack, but nevertheless, because I'm white and you are also white. I guess the Mac Mini would be small enough though I could technically port it back and forth, right? I'd have to get a drive though. Like I'd have to get like a CD-ROM drive or whatever, or DVD drive or whatever, because I always end up needing something that, especially if I want to use my old, you know, Photoshop CS4 or whatever. I try to get it installed on there, if they allow it. Sometimes they've been moving towards like certain updates eliminate my ability to use other things. I see Biscuit out. When song will be ebony and ivory, and we'll sing Christmas carols round the old Kwanzaa tree. But it's not the issue here. It's dignity, it's class. It's all about our heart. Okay, it's partly about that ass. Skin that is running, musketeer melon, and that is the fun of it. But again, if I go back to the idea of a Windows PC, then it's like, because of all the shit I don't like about Windows.
Strong thermal. Strong thermal.
Well, that's not good. I don't like that one. I don't like that one. That one doesn't work for me.
Lovers feel the blood beneath their veins. Electric nerves communicate with tiny explosions through the brains. Resist energy that never left old Cain. Feel the glory of this human story. Over to our demise. Spite of the hater.
Speaking of standing up for love in spite of hate, check out the most recent Drunk History if you haven't seen it. They put a clip of it yesterday online. Talking about the fight for marriage equality. It's fucking awesome. Drunk History is basically what I imagine. Yeah. I don't know who else is on here, but Mike knows who he is. What I imagine is basically like hanging out with Doug all the time. Or better yet, like if you got like Davin and Doug in the same room and just got them fucking plastered and just let them talk. I think it's Drunk History, basically what you're looking at. I think that's probably the closest that we'd have as far as a real life phenomenon. As friends of theirs.
Made it to the moon, but we can't make it home.
And then for the extreme challenge, you take me into an art museum, get me plastered, take me into the art museum, and then you can have drunk art history. Look at this fucking painting. Look at this painting. This is fucking nuts. Anyway, that's like the last thing I would ever need. I get close enough getting tossed out of museums. I can just picture I get plastered, and then you put me in front of like the one Monet where it's basically just ocean, sky. There's no fucking there's no land. There's nothing to really work off of it. It's just and somehow it works. Get me in front of that one. You know what, Monet? Fuck you! Fuck you, dude! What the fuck you did this thing? This is fucking amazing. Fuck you, Monet. It's bad enough when we were at the Van Gogh's show in 96 or 90. No, I guess it would have been 97, 98, somewhere in there. I'm trying to think, when was that? Let's see, we were in Junior Studios, I think. Maybe 99. No, 98. Had been 98. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'm saying is in there and seeing some of these colors I never seen it, you know, in the books and stuff I have. I'm just standing in front of clearly well-to-do elderly women, you know, with the nice pillows, nice black dress, and bring me glasses, and I'm standing right next to them. Motherfucker! Look at this shit! The fuck did he do that? Mike and our buddy Bill right next to me, laughing their asses off, basically. Actually, 2 years ago today, actually, was the first time I went to the Barnes Foundation. I know this because I was crazy at the time. There's part of me that wants to like pull out my journal from that time, like the book I bought at the Barnes Foundation to just start writing notes about like the paintings and stuff I saw. Just so I could show how bad it was. And what I mean by that is not that the Barnes Foundation was bad, but how, like, especially for someone like Mike or you know, the few people that can tolerate me in a museum, I know what I'm like when I start talking about art or whatever. You know, certainly what I was like, especially in college. I'm mostly back there, close to it, I guess, I think. Hard to tell. I don't really have anybody I have to spit about aesthetics with very often. But anyway, but like just to show how like rough those notes were, because they were. It starts off really like literally like, this is, you know, so and so, and you know, I'm guessing from like this time period because Barnes doesn't have any tags like that. Yeah, it's like they do have like actually booklets I didn't find until like 3 rooms in, but it's like, you know, okay, so this one's okay. Like it's literally like, I mean, that's like what I was writing. It was, and most people that have gone to a museum where they've actually, for some bizarre reason, wanted to hear me talk while I was going through it, will tell you, usually I can speak rather, I don't want to say eloquently because there's a lot of profanity involved, but semi-intelligently. And so it was like, I couldn't even formulate those basic thoughts of mine. Because I had been so disconnected from it for so long before that moment. That was one of the things I was pissed off on my key ring. There's a flash drive which is busted, and I think everything on there is dead. I can't get to it. It's bent, and the inside looks like it's been broken. I don't know who that is. But anyway, let me send me a friend request. Probably denied. But on that flash drive, I had actually been transcribing everything from that notebook. And because I have this nasty habit, and this actually ends up being ironic in the sense that of my shit getting destroyed. So I used to have journals and stuff about all my old artworks and stuff in college, and my parents' basement flooded and destroyed all of them. And then I did it again for a while, and they had another flood, and it destroyed all of them. Even if they were in like file cabinets that we thought would be safer, they still got their asses destroyed. So it was like, I was like, all right, well, instead of just having this notebook that I carry around with me very often, but I'm like, my bag could get wet, something could happen, something would blow up inside of it, like my, Powerade bottle or something. I better start typing these up. So I started typing them back up, and like I said, I'd gotten pretty far into it, because let's see, that was, obviously it was February 13th when I bought it and did all that for the Barnes Foundation. And I think I was like typing into stuff that was like in August. So that was a pretty good stretch. And I was writing for a while, almost daily into it. And I saved it on that flash drive, and then that flash drive got busted. And so I'm going to have to do it again. But the thing is, I don't want to do it again because it was hard to do, especially in those early things before I started on my medications and started painting again. Because it's pretty bleak shit. And it's hard for me to look at these notes that are borderline childish in their understanding of things, because I know that's not me, but it was. It's a hard, it's hard when you realize how disconnected from yourself you were. It's like fucked up. And it's like,
I'm sorry, Mr. President. Look, man, where you been, man? Use a little English to doctor the spin. What time is it? 4:30.
I gotta knock this song off my cue for a little while and put on something different from Spin Doctors. Yeah, it's a journey that I don't want to do again, that's for damn sure. Like, I actually had to have a conversation at one point with my boss when, he was basically asking me, like, not really, I guess, I don't want to say, like he came in as a new team lead, and I'm a problematic employee at this point with them. I won't lie. I mean, because as I told him, that's like my goals for the within the company or blah 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 whatever. And I was like, I have one goal every day when I come in. It's the same goal every day, and it is the only goal I have. And I said, and I said, this is it. You can try to ask other things, but if it starts to conflict with this goal, I won't do it. And my goal is to not get sick again. Plain and simple. Can't do it again. Yeah, it's bad enough. Like they are actually telling us, like, tomorrow I have to work from home, but I have to log in since I normally would leave my house at 7. He wants me logging in at 7, and I have to work through my lunch again. I've worked through my lunch now for 2 months. It was right before Christmas. I started having to work through my lunch just to stay on top of, where I was. It hasn't gotten any better. It's been getting worse because of the shit that they can't figure out how to build. customers are freaking the fuck out all the time right now. I mean, I have thankfully learned to turn a few things that used to be really bad for me there into things that I kind of enjoy. Like, there's an asshole that calls in pretty regularly from the New England area. I won't say the name because, you know, there's libel and shit or whatever. No, I guess it'd be slander here. But anyway, let's say if you watched it, you know I'm talking about him. But because he has this sigh that used to drive me up the fucking wall. It would start, and a sigh meant basically a shit show's coming my way, and most of my really bad blow-ups occurred. Like most of the stuff that really was sending me down the pathway that led me to being so disconnected. Started with this guy, and he has this, and it's I hear it perfectly in my head. I can know exactly what it is the second I give him a bit of bad news. And I used to, like I said, it would be like I'd start getting aggravated, and because I knew it was coming, and now I take it as like a bit of enjoyment because I know he's pissed off, and I know he's just like absolutely, he knows all he can do is yell at me, and he can't do a fucking thing else. And it's just like, you know what, dude? Your pain is enjoyable. Your pain, I used to make it my pain, and I won't do that anymore. But I sure as shit will enjoy your fucking crying. Oh, I told some of my coworkers, like, anybody wants to get me something for Christmas, I was like, drive up to New England and get, and I won't say his name, but get his tears in a cup for me, please. Drink that shit up. And I guess part of it is because he always used to, and he still does, he still starts sentences with, I know it's not your guys' fault, but, and he just goes on this, and he's just drilling you, and he's hitting you, whoever it is he's talking to, like, as if you're the person that can't build his panel or whatever. And it's like, alright, man, you have a good night. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go for another 12 minutes or so. Today beat the shit out of me. I'm kind of like, I know I got to stream tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thirsty Thursday, so we got drinking to do. My wife was funny. She says to me, I said, my friend Val's coming in from Oregon, and we're meeting up for drinks on Friday night. And she's like, well, just don't drink too much. And, and I'm like, well, dear, I can't. My meds allow me to drink a little bit, but I can't drink too much. Because the one medication makes it so I don't feel anything, and the other medication makes it so that it affects me twice as badly. Always an interesting place to live. if you go watch the last Thirsty Thursday's episode, I made a pretty strong rum and coke. Rum and Pepsi, but even still, that wasn't that much, and I was like, by the end of that one. So. I'll take some bagpipes. Oh, we're fine. I keep thinking one of these days I'm going to end up accidentally, and I swear to God it will be accidentally, like throwing in like a Green Lantern or a Red Lantern symbol in here or something. One of these. Again, I don't know if you can see it in the back. It's awfully dark back there. Doesn't look like you can see the figures. Like, it's a bunch of Green Lantern toys all around me. It just seems natural that one day it's going to accidentally pop in. I got a bunch of people I don't even remember following. Give me a pop-up suddenly. Guess such is the way of the Wasteland Mafia. Yeah. It's a wonderful thing that they do. And I try to be respectful to anybody in there. It's like, hey, follow for follow. Yeah, I'll do it. But some I just don't remember even following.
Starry nights, sunny days, I always thought that love should be that way.
No, I've joked around before about like this song, Wham Bam Shamblang, whatever the hell it's called. Singing that to your wife or significant other, and be like, basically saying like, yeah, we're just a fly by night thing now. But I actually do that to my wife sometimes. Like I'll basically be like, dear, I think we should. Well, sort of, not really the same thing, but I think we're in a pretty serious relationship. I think it's safe to say I like you like you. And she looks at me. That's nice. Is of the universe and ages have come to claim the pyramids. I am the mothership connection. Lightyear groovy. You're hearing a noise, it's just me and the boys hit me. You gotta hit me bad. You'll try to dip in your hip and come on to the mothership. I still gotta get down to DC and see that, man. It's in the Smithsonian's African American Museum. They actually have the fucking mothership from Parliament. It's like, I gotta see that. Plus, I haven't been to that museum since it's open. I should go there. Though, I would say I would normally just like... I haven't done it in a while. But, where I'll just take a random day off and just go to, like, a museum within driving distance. Which I count DC as, you know. One of the best times I ever had, man. It was so awesome. Was I went. Allie was still little. She was 3 or 4. I think yeah, she must have been 3. No, wait. She was about to turn 4. She was about to turn 4. It was that summer before she turned 4. Birthday's in November, but she took her to daycare. And I was like, you know what? I had off on Wednesdays from the restaurant I worked at. So I was like, you know what? I took her to daycare because I wanted her to be in that routine. Just keep her in that routine. Because when she came to live with me, she was a bit traumatized in how she came to live with me. Let's put it that way. And she hadn't really had a routine before that. And we felt the routine helped her like adjust to the house. You know, it was like she knew where she's going to be at, you know, by 8:30 in the morning or whatever every day, and she knew, you know, when Daddy would come get her and all that stuff. So anyway, so I didn't, even on days off, I wouldn't break it, even though it was in the middle of the week. So I'd still take her to the daycare. And I took her in, and I was like, you know what? I want to go to DC. I just want to go see the National Gallery. So I texted a friend that lived down that way. I'm like, I was like, hey, what's the best way to get down there? And, you know, what exit should I use and all that? She goes, and she sent me back what I need to do. I'm like, cool. All right. I was like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm working. I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to be down there later. And I drove down there. It's my 91 Corolla. Drove down there. I filled up before I left. I pulled in. I parked right in front of the National Gallery of Art. Quarters the machine, boom, boom, boom. Alright. Went to the bit of the gallery. And I'm like, alright, you know, I'll go see the National History Museum too. So I went through there. I think I threw a few more quarters into the machine. For sure I did. Alright. Go around there real quick. Now, I did not expect to spend as much time as I did in the Natural History Museum. But if you follow their geology area, like, it goes a lot deeper than you would ever expect. Like, ever expect. Because I didn't know what I was facing. I saw the Hope Diamond, and I was like, alright, I'm going to take a look at that, you know, and like, okay, let's see. Oh, they got rocks back here. Let's look at it, you know, okay, cool, gemstones and stuff. Neat. You know, the Philadelphia Academy of Natural Sciences has basically, like, you know, here's some rocks over here in this little display case, and then there's dinosaur bones, and see you later. And I went into the National, you know, the Natural History Museum, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to get through here, and I'm like, oh, you know, okay. Oh, okay, little sandstone stuff, okay, cool, okay, quartz, okay, we should be near the end of this, right? It just keeps going back, just keeps going back. And it's like, okay, I am literally sick of looking at quartz stone. I'm going to throw up if I don't get out of here. And I just, like, I was fighting through, I'm like, I have to be past the halfway point, you know? It's like one of those, you're past the point of no return moments, because you're like, if I go back and it's longer to go back, then I'm going to feel like a moron. But if I keep going forward and I don't want to be in here anymore, I'm going to feel like a moron. Like, there's no way to do this right at this point. So finally, I got out of there. I'm like, oh, fuck, dude, I didn't even have time to see anything else in that museum. I was like, fuck, I got to go. So I ran out. As I'm walking up to the car, I see the meter go red. You know, I see it start blinking. I'm like, fucking hey, I got here right in time. No cops. Boom, jump in the car. Whoop, take off. I get back on the highway. Fuck it, we can't stop for gas. We gotta back up and pick up Hallie. You know, we'll have to stop when we get up to the Ridley Park area to be safe. Boom, plowing up there. And I pull into the gas station at 420 as my gas light pops on. I was like, fucking right.
I will never bother you. I will never bother you. And never say a word again. I will crawl away for good. I will move away from here. You won't be afraid of fear. If not was put into this, always knew it would come to this. Things have never been so swell. I have never felt to fail. Pain.
And then, sure enough, like I said, I filled up real quick, and that gas station was close enough to Allie's daycare. Whoop, right out. Run over. It was like basically exact normal time I picked her up. I was like, that's unbelievable how well timed that was.
It's someone to come inside. I no longer have to hide. Let's talk about someone else. Self against the mouth. Nothing never bothers her. She just wants to love herself. I will move away from here. You won't be afraid of fear. And if I was put into this, Always knew it'd come to this. Things have never been so swell. I have never felt pain.
It's a little after 10. I should probably cut it loose here. Let me finish up with these guys. Like, we'll try to just a little bit near that. And we'll call it.
You know you're right. You know you're right. All right.
There's probably 2 songs that will keep me here. Let's see if Amazon Music's that much reduced to hit me with them. Nope. Okay, cool. So this is a really short one, so I don't know if it'll be over before I finish up this. So yeah, tomorrow night we will finish up the background here. I mean, if I can't finish that little bit, I got problems. I got problems, but I'm not, you know. I like to say I don't have issues, I have subscriptions. And a football phone. I'm on right in the middle. No, I don't. No. Alright, the hand's getting shaky. We gotta... I don't think there's anybody else here anyway, so... We will cut it for tonight. Let me clear that off too. What are we saying? So tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, if anybody's still here. We'll finish up that. We'll start on the table. And then, table's going to take a while. Just like the last time they did these types of shoes thing. Table takes forever, it seems. And again, mind you, this is only first coat. I mean, we're still going to do, like, some, Actually, you know what? No, I take that back. We're going to finish this, as far as the whites go, and then we're going to put on some of the yellow touches. So we won't even touch the table yet. Take that back. Yeah. Gotta stay, like, with the plans at work. So otherwise the paints will all dry out too much. So we're gonna end that. I'll stop this before it does play something looking here. Okay, it did. Either way. Alright. Yeah, so that's gonna be it. Thank you for coming by. Thanks to Mike and Mike. I'll get his name right again. Mike DeVore, thank you very much for the follow tonight. What's that put us up to? 95? 96? 95. Alright, so that's pretty cool. So, yeah, I will catch you guys on the flip side tomorrow. 8 o'clock.
Oh my God! Tornado! Tornado!